Hey guys, it's Angie with Feisty Butterfly Tarot, and today we are going to do a quick read for the sign of Leo. And this is for towards the end of July, a little bit into August. So last weekish of July, maybe 2 weeks, something like that, and then into August. So when you find it, hopefully it resonates. And we're going to do a reading for you. I don't know if there's any specific concerns, but just a general read. If it doesn't resonate, check your moon sign, your rising sign, see what's going on. I think we're going to use more than just this deck. This deck usually doesn't scream Leo to me, but today, for some reason, that's what we're choosing. So, all right, we're going to go with it. And once more, and then we might dabble in another deck as well. We'll see. All right, it looks like so far we're sticking to this one. That's the vibe to do, so that's what I'm following. All right, so right now, Leo, this is what's your current energies. Okay, you have the King and Queen of Cups. They're coming out in a back-to-back, so you're not on the same page emotionally, but you're getting in sync. You're getting in sync. This is a King and Queen that are all about emotions and love and support. If they had come out like this, I would think that you would be a little bit more synced. This isn't they're at war, but maybe just two different approaches for the same thing. Both of them are reviewing, reflecting, thinking about their emotional state right now. The Queen is more internal directed. She's more nurture. Sometimes you got to watch on the Queen for martyrdom or victim or excess drama on this one. This one is also the one that says tune into your intuition, your softer side, your emotional. She's very, very supportive. The King himself is very supportive. The King indicates a mastery of emotions, that masculine energy of mastery, control over the emotions. So these two combined would lead me to believe that, hey, it is time to really reflect, look at those things, and get a handle on it. Don't let them overtake you. You have the Ace of Swords here. And the energy is so wrapped, it's like wrapped all around the swords is this great green stuff, this great growing stuff. It's time to grow, know your truth, and move forward. The Ace of Swords is definitely a big truth and the start of something. The start of something that is to do with logic and mental and mind and clarity and communication, all of that jazz, okay? So coming at you, ooh, okay. So coming at you, definitely in the center here is a need to balance. You have the Queen of Swords. This Queen of Swords is armed and ready. I mean, it's not just one sword. She's got two, and one of them's got blood. So she's the one drawing first blood on this one, I would say. She's ready to fight, ready to war if she needs to. She won't necessarily be emotionally driven. This one, sometimes there might be an overload of emotions. This one coming at you is a time to be logical, to know what to cut and cut away, and to know what to stand and fight for. Leo, this Queen gets a bad rap. She's kind of the bitch card. She's kind of harsh and cold in her mothering. She's not like, oh, nurture, sweet, you know. No, she's like, evaluate, think about things, communicate, be strong, know your strength. Temperance is calling for a big balance on these energies combined, and of this, the emotion versus the logic. Then here you have your brain taken over and kind of running your show a bit. This one isn't just you're up with nightmares. This is definitely a little bit of fear going on, maybe even a lot. A couple of these swords are even parked in there backwards. It's the Nine of Swords. All your lower chakras are like screwy right now. You don't feel grounded. You don't feel like yourself right now. These are areas where you can establish a little bit more. Tune into the higher chakras. Tune into the inner knowing, the knowledge. Allow yourself to start balancing. Dial down the panic. Dial down the fear. When you do have nightmares, bad dreams, or things that you are afraid of, consider them as post-it notes from the universe. Like if you're afraid of doing something, sometimes people say, well, that's exactly what you need to do. Other times there's a damn good reason for that fear. So really tune into your own self. Get alignment. Balance back and forth. This is to do with mental energy and knowledge and knowing. Get down to your basic inner knowing. If you're creating your own troubles here and making them bigger than they need to be, or allowing their bigness to be out of control, calm down, take a rational look, be aware. Okay, these are what's coming at you. Lots of swords energy. Geez Louise. Oh, I'm sorry on this one. Okay, it is what it is. You've got the Four of Swords. There needs to be a time for rest and reprieve. You definitely need that to figure that out. It looks like a lot of these roses and sacrifice and love, it just feels like it's a little bit cut. There's some that are whole. There's a few leaves that have fallen off. But this is definitely the time to rest. Definitely renew, retreat, balance your thoughts, balance your energy. You're going to need to be balanced. Then there's this heartache, heartbreak. Often people read this as strictly relationship. It can be to do with relationship and romance. Yes, it often is. It often also is about, if you have two thoughts in the Two of Swords, you see them like this, they're being held like this, and she's blindfolded and she's not looking, and you've got the Two of Swords going like this. So she's got her swords, they're equally balanced, equal good options, but she just isn't wanting to look. Three of Swords, you've taken off that blindfold. You're now looking. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision about what's going to be best for you and go for it. And there could be some heartache or some sacrifice or some outgrowing old ideas, old ways of doing. There needs to be more mental clarity. It's a strong, strong need for you right now. You have the Nightmare card here where you're just fear, fear, fear. And this is saying tune in, dial in, get clear. So there might be heartache, and it looks like something is coming to an end because you feel like you're about dead about this, like it's about killing you. So whatever this is that's creating this fear, this anxiety, take a look at these thoughts and look closely. This is where your upset is. You're mentally putting yourself in a box. Like, if this is your mind freaking out, and you're mentally putting yourself in this box where all this pain and sorrow is, you need to get your brain on straight, for sure. We're going to look for a little bit more clarification about all this Swords energy, because this has been emotional time. Temperance is necessary and rationale is necessary. But you just feel like drama city in a mental way, like two in your head. Okay. Let's look at the 8 coins. Two in your head, guys. All right. What does Leo need to know? We'll take it. All right. Damn, this is almost an overlay. All right. Give me a second here. All right, we're going to look at these by suits, and you can take it as it resonates. All right, still to do with the Swords energy. A 10 here. Your own hands are pierced and not moving. This is the 10 of Swords, same as this. Usually you see the guy stabbed in the back. This is mental energy that's just giving you migraines, giving you headaches, giving you all kinds of mental grief. It's like you can't get your crown chakra or your throat chakra clear. And this one is very clearly depicted right here and here. So whatever is in your mind creating all this nonsense, you do need to be able to speak these words, put it on the page, get clear. Whatever that is that you need to do. There's the Knight of Swords, going forth to act, take action with the sword of truth. whatever this truth is that you need to remember, that you know that you need to start something, you know. A change has to happen. You have to take action to move forward with this. It's just, you have to. And this night, I've never seen this before, but this night has like a two-headed horse, a horse that's of two minds. It's almost like chariots when you have to harness two different energies. You're having to balance the feminine and masculine energies about emotion, so you're not in martyrdom, so you can be more logical. You've got to go forward with something to move forward. You have to clear your intellectual, mental anxiety out. Take the emotion out of the fear. Like, take the emotion out of this. Get more logical about it. You got to balance that out somehow. Then you can make decisions about this ending. You need this rest big time bad. This is a time where there is generosity going on. It's a give and take time of resources, of physical resources, money, material, monetary, and also resources that are available to you, like how you use your time, how you use what's on hand. The Six of Coins is all about balancing the scales out and generosity. And generally you see the woman giving, which would indicate you are in a place where you can afford to be generous. And I would say be generous with yourself. Not selfish, but allow for more time on this. In fact, this is very much clearly here. Like, cast out the demons. You know, this is like, get clear. Get rid of this. Knock this shit off. Yeah. And then we're going to go here for a minute. All right. So in Wands energy, you have a lot of interesting stuff going on. You have the Two of Wands, where you're trying to figure out how do you balance the external world with the world in your hand. What are you going to do? You're at a crossroads. It's like the Two of Swords, but this is more about your passion, work, family. Where does that need to be? And look at the blossoms here. Things are coming into fruition. A choice has to be made. Which wand, which lever are you activating? And I don't usually see wands as levers, but it definitely is. Like when you're driving and you're learning to drive and it's the clutch and the gas. So those of you who've driven stick shift, when I learned to drive, I learned on my grandpa's pickup. And it would be like if you had not enough clutch and too much gas, you're going ka-chug, ka-chug. You can't get any forward momentum. Two-headed sword, or two-headed horse. So if you want to move forward, you have to balance that out. And it's probably felt ka-chug, ka-chug, ka-chug. It is like you're relearning to drive your life somehow. How do you balance the dreams, the hopes, the desires with the realm that you've already created and that's in your hand? How do you do that? What are you going to do with that? All right. Then you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is awesome. In this deck, it shows it as these flowers that are blossoming. Typically, you see the arbor, just the simple arbor, and it's a celebration. It's a wedding, a birth, a festival, a banquet dinner type of thing, where you have this arbor and people are coming through and they're celebrating and they're just happy about their passions. It's a great time to celebrate. So something is a new small celebration, a happy gift, a happy circumstance for you. Now in between these two, what I'm seeing is the Seven of Wands. This is where we've got to get clear. This is where we have to get real clear. So when we're looking at this and like, instead of, huh, woe is me, boo-hoo, wow, wow. I mean, look at this. Instead of this, you have this here. Take a look at that. It's like, yeah, I'm grabbing that. That is mine. This is my boundary. I'm being clear. This is what I need to have. This is what I need to have clear. This is where I need to clarify for myself. This is where my fears are getting the better of me. If you could give yourself a quick little thunk, quick little slap, like, get clear on this, man. Because otherwise you're still stuck in this crossroads position. How long do you need to be at this crossroads? You know, get clear about what your boundaries are. Get clear about what you want. And not just emotional clarity, not just mental clarity, but balance between the two, because these are big, big forces here. All right. What else can I tell you? You know what? Let's look just a little bit more. It just seems like there ought to be more information, perhaps about what's coming at you, perhaps about what's giving you this kind of anxious thing, or what you can do to help handle that. We're going to look in the steampunk deck, okay? I really thought this was going to be a little quicker for you, Leo. Guess not. What's going on here? Okay. You're getting the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. I'm going to show you these closer. All right. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new gift, a new offering, a material offering in the hand, a time to start something, a time that something begins and you're blessed with the resources. If you just let it end, if you just get over your head games and mental anguish, there is new starts through here, and there's mental drama. I really do think, look at these. There's lots of blessing, lots of balance that's required, where you balance the spiritual with the physical, the spiritual with the physical. It's going to be a rough couple of weeks. Getting this balance is going to be a trick for you, okay? Just know that. Take some time where you're on your own, where you're in solitude, where you can clear your head, where you can call yourself out on your own shit and say, okay, what is it that I really do need in the deepest level? Not in my uppity up level, but on the deeper level. And what are the needs that you have that maybe aren't so high, but that are physical? What is this that you need? So this Hermit is like literally walking on the junk pile that's outside the city. And sometimes for me, lyrics kick in and I think lyrics as messages. And the message I got was, are you living in the old man's rubble listening to the father of lies? This is from an Amy Grant song. Too late for standing in the middle. Something about you have to decide, and don't be deceiving yourself. It's not the time for self-deception. It's not the time for martyrdom. It is the time for rest and renewal. Again, rest and renewal. Again, balance, clarity. This has to happen for you. I think that's at the center of it all, is you definitely need to figure it out, to look towards the light. Don't be fooling yourself. Set some boundaries. Be clear of the victories you want to celebrate and how you want to go forward. You can't go two directions at once. You can't. You have to focus up. It's the focusing up that's going to help bring this forward for you. If you do have this rest and renewal, I think that you will have more opportunity to be generous, more opportunity for resources, because you're going to be more clear. If you let yourself get swept away by fear, if you let this fear come in and sweep you away, you're living in this mode, which is BS. Who wants to live in this? Like this big time drama, this big time, oh, I'm limited, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's all your own mental fear and anxiety and hang-ups. Make room for your thoughts to expand. Clarify those thoughts. Clarify what you're clear on. Clarify what you're clear on. Get clear about what it is that you want. Get mentally, logically clear. Know how to proceed. All right. Probably that's enough lecturing, I guess. Okay, we're going to look at the animal spirits in this deck, and we'll see if there's any little post-it notes that might help you remember some of these messages that are coming towards you today, to help you towards this last couple of weeks. These last couple of weeks of July and into August, they're kind of ass kickers right now for you. They're not the end of the world, but it's just tricky. You've got some mental maneuvering to do in your own head. And don't be so in your headspace that fear overtakes you. But you definitely need some clarity to move forward. You definitely need to figure out what it is your heart truly desires and grab onto that. This isn't a broken heart. Like, this is your heart has been pierced. There's sacrifice. There's a little bit of broken heart. This is 7 different swords. So 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and 1 at the top. What is the priority? How do you get the balance of the family and work and what you want to go for? I don't know if that question's helpful, but something to think on. Okay, we're going to take from the top and take from the bottom. All right, this is your animal spirit messages to kind of bookend your read. We have dream the world into being with lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. And then you have the koi fish. There is always enough. Koi fish spirit swims around, doesn't stress, doesn't get crazy. There's always enough. You don't see a fish ever swimming around in those koi ponds and being all stressed and agitated. They're just mellow. They're in the flow. Get into that flow. Water energy, cups energy, get into that flow. Here. Okay? All right. And then this, the lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Lizard spirits, particularly chameleons, can figure out how to adapt, how to adjust, how to blend. This is also about getting clear in your head. Dream the world into being. If these are your dreams and these are like the nightmares that are making you crazy, you have to figure out what is at the root of this fear. What is at the base of that? Then your dream can lead you to the next step. Then instead of having the fear overtake you and create grief, you can let go and move forward. There's a lesson in those crazy upsets. Yeah. There's a lesson in that. And I don't usually even go to this deck except for my own journaling. But we're going to go to the healing cards here and just see. It definitely seems to me that if you are a journal person, it's time to write and figure out what you need to be working on to heal. And if you're not a journal person, it's definitely time to take some time alone and do some thinking on this. So we're looking for a little wisdom for Leo on how to do some healing. I think that's where we're at. Alchemy. All right. Alchemy. Definitely wands. Definitely fire. Definitely changing one thing into another. Transformation type of stuff. In this card, you can see her. She's sitting there. She's got this cup of air. Swords are air, 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 air. Wands are fire, fire, fire. She's got this. How is she going to use what she knows to make this transformation happen, to create something from this recipe, from all of these elements around her? How does she do this? And if you look here, you see the hermit with his light. You see her with this light right here by the throat, heart, throat. Time to connect those two. Time to really pay attention. Look to your own wisdom. This is the time to get wise. Look to your spiritual wisdom. Not your fear, not somebody else that's pie in the sky nonsense, not somebody else that makes you like, oh, this is so terrible. No. You need to be focused on what is for you to transform, what is for you to change. This is some work. This is inner mental work that you need to do in your own way. In your own way, away from other people's thoughts, energies, thinkings. You need to take this time. This is really important for you. Really, really. I can't even tell you. This is huge important for you right now. The major arcana that you have here is the Hermit. It is Temperance. Those are major arcana. The rest of it might might not be, I mean, it might be energy swirling around, but it isn't as strong. And this is, if you want to make whatever change it is happen, you have to do this. This is mandatory. This is what you got to take some time to make some alchemy happen, to be able to let your emotions, so you can be going with the flow, to be able to pursue dreams instead of having nightmares. You have to take that time to balance. And it's a solitary thing. In all three cards, it's shown as a solitary thing. All three. So you just tune into spirit really strong. You need to tune into that water energy. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think I can tell you anything more. In fact, this read went longer than I thought. I might have to do this in 2 parts for the extended reading. Yeah, it is a tricky time, but it's not impossible. I think the thing that's most harsh for you and the most difficult for you is your own mental nonsense. So you have to soul search more than headspace search. You have to get clear on your thoughts by getting clear on your soul first. Express that. Put it on the page. Walk it through. Talk it through. Pray it through. Pray it through so you can get some of this magic going back again. All right. I think that's all I have for you, Leo. I hope it turns out to be a interesting couple weeks for you and that this is helpful for you in some way. Take care.